Okay, so the warm-up was easy because I had common denominators. Let's take a trip back to elementary, middle school, where you would have been given a problem like this. 2 over 3 plus 5, 6. What do you need to do? You need a least common denominator, right? So what's the lowest common denominator? 6. Okay. How do I turn 3 into 6? Multiply by 2. What I do to the bottom, I must do to the top, because that makes one whole, and when you multiply by 1, it doesn't change the number. So that gives me 4 over 6 plus 5 over 6, and now I can combine them and get 9 over 6. Easy enough? All right. Okay. Let's look at this first problem. I have 8 and 8x. What is the least common multiple going to be? 8x. Great. So I'm going to write 8x, 8x. This one I can just drop down because I'm not going to change it because it already has the 8x. This one is missing the x. So I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom by x, and I get 5x over 8x. And my final answer is 8x. And there's nothing more I can do to simplify. Okay, this next one, watch out, it's a little tricky. Anyone see it? Multiply this one by 4, right? So that means my common denominator is going to be 4x plus 12. 4x plus 12. What I do to the bottom, I must do to the top. So 28 over there, and then this is 2. So it's going to be 30 over 4x plus 12. Okay? And I guess we could reduce that and divide everybody by 2, but we'll leave it alone for now. Okay? Moving on. Okay. What would the common denominator be for number 3? Actually, 4 is easier. Do you want to do 4 first and then do 3? Do 3 first? All right, let's do 3. What's the common denominator going to be? It's not going to be x plus 10. Yes. It's going to be, exactly. So let me write that. It's going to be x plus 2 times x minus 5. Okay? X plus 2, x minus 5. Okay? Now, we don't add, we multiply. When I look at this fraction here, what is it missing? So I'm going to do 7 times the x minus 5. When I look at this fraction, what is missing? Okay, so x plus 2. All right, doing the math, this one here becomes 7x minus 35, and this one becomes 4x plus 8. All right? And when I do this, I get x squared minus 5x plus 2x, so minus 3x minus 10. Now, very careful. This is minus, so I have to distribute it to each part. So I have 7x minus 4x, which is 3x. I have negative 35 minus 8. $43. When they're both negative, we add. So this would be my final answer. So it's negative 35 minus 8. Okay? Why wouldn't I put negative 43 on the bottom? You good? All right. Question. Yes? It's minus a positive 8. They had to distribute the negative. If, guys, time out, listen, if that's messing you up, you want to change this to plus and make this a negative, and you should have distributed if that's easier so that you don't make a mistake with subtraction, okay? All right. This one, I'm going to start by factoring the denominator. I get y plus 2, y plus 5. Okay? So, this is going to be my common denominator, right? And this guy is missing something. What is he missing? He's missing the y plus 2. So, when I write it, I get y plus 2 times y plus 5. And then I have 3 times y plus 2. And I'm going to add that to y over, so I'm going to write crooked here, y plus 2, y plus 5. When I distribute this, I get 3y plus what? 6. Okay. Now, I'm going to take this and go back to this. So I get y squared plus 7y plus 10. 3y plus y is 4y plus 6. Problem done. Okay? I'll move the screen up. It's 4y because 3y plus 1y. Yes. This one here, y plus 2, y plus 5. Yes. How did I get the common denominator? I factored the trinomial and noticed that if you, let me go back. I factored the trinomial here and noticed that this, and this match, right? So then all that I had to do was this one here had this extra piece, so I multiplied this by that extra piece. Good? All right, we'll do one more together, and then I'm going to set you off on your own. Okay? Let's do a trickier one. Let's do number 10. Okay? Number 10. All right, so what am I going to do first? Factor this trinomial, which ends up being y plus 3, y plus 4. Yes? Okay, can I use that as a common denominator? Yeah, it works out perfectly because this matches this. So I just has an extra tag along. So this guy needs the extra tag along. If I put them on the bottom, I also have to put them on the top. So it's going to be 3 times y plus 4, which is the missing piece. And then y plus 3 times y plus 4 plus the 2y over y plus 3, y plus 4. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and distribute, and I get what? 3y plus 12. Now I'm going to combine like terms. Okay, when I combine like terms, 3y plus 2y is 5y plus what? 12. And I don't have to do any work. My common denominator is up there. Y squared plus 7y plus 12, problem done. Now, some students might say, oh, I see a 12 and a 12, I can cancel it. No, this is a connected term because of that plus sign. You can't just cancel things because they match. You can only cancel things that match through the operation of multiplication. Good? All right, I would like you to work on your own or with those at the table around you and try to get up to number 10 completed. And in a couple minutes, we'll go over the answers. Good? Okay. Okay, looking at number 5, what's my common denominator? 4x, so that means I have 5, whoops, helps if I'm on the pen. Okay, that means I have 5 over 4x plus 6 over 4x, which gives me 11 over 4x. Give yourself a round of applause if you got it right. There we go. All right, for this one, I'm going to have 2 times x plus 7 minus 1 times x minus 3 over x minus 3 times x plus 7. All right. So that gives me 2x plus 14. And just so we don't get confused this time, I'm going to distribute the negative. So minus 1x plus 3. So you should have gotten 2x plus 17 over x squared plus 7x minus 3x. So plus 4x minus 21. Yay or nay? One x. No, guys. The common denominator is x minus 3 times x plus 7, right? So this needs to be multiplied by x minus 3. And this has to be multiplied by x plus 7. 2x plus 14. Negative 1 times x is negative 1x. Negative 1 times a negative 3 is positive 3. Oh, I forgot. 1x plus 17. Sorry. Yes. You left the bottom factored. That's okay. All right, moving on. Sorry. Number 7. What's the common denominator? So 5 over 6x minus 4x over 6x gives me 5 minus 4x over 6x, yes? All right, common denominator for number 8. 5x minus 20, okay, plus 28, no, times, so 35 over 5x minus 20. When I factor it, it's 5 times x minus 4. The x minus 4 matches, so I just need to multiply this by 5. So I get 37 over 5x minus 20, which I saw on a couple papers when I walked around the room. Yes? All right, one more. Here we go. Number 9. Okay, same thing. If I factor out the 3, it's x plus 2. So I have 21 minus 4 over 3x plus 6, which gives me 17 over 3x plus 6. Yes? Yay! Good. All right, I believe there's 2 problems left. 4 problems left. Go ahead and finish those up, and we'll talk about homework.